Construction of front piece for men's shirt. In the previous session, we identified the body measurements required for constructing the pattern of men's shirt. Now we need to construct the pattern of the front shirt piece based on the drafting instructions. At the end of the session, you will be able to construct pattern of front shirt piece using a triangular scale. First, let's familiarize with the tools and materials required for doing this exercise. They are notebook, pencil, triangular scale, measuring tape, front shirt piece pattern and drafting instructions, fraction table, and scale. Now let's see how to draft the pattern of the front shirt piece in the notebook using a triangular scale. Note the body measurements taken in your notebook. Now let's prepare the measurement chart with all the required fractions. We will find half of chest circumference, which is 36 inches. Here, we get the value as 18 inches. Also, quarter of 36 inches is 9 inches, 1/3 of 36 inches is 12 inches, and 1/12 of 36 is 3 inches. Similarly, find half of shoulder width, which is 17.5 inches. From the fraction table, we get the value as 8 3/4 inches. It is better to note down all the values found in a tabular format so that it becomes easier to refer while calculating the values. Now we can copy the drafting instructions in the notebook. But instead of fractions of body measurements, we will substitute the values that we have found out using a fraction table. But here, we will copy only those instructions which need calculations. Now we need to find the sum of these values. We've already learned how to add and subtract numbers using a measuring tape. We will use the same technique here to do the calculations. The next step is to draw the pattern of the front shirt piece in our notebook using a triangular scale. Here, we are using a 1:5 scale to draw the pattern. As per our drafting instruction, first we will draw the line 0,1, which we have found out as 30.25 inches. Now we can draw the line 0,2, which is 2.25 inches. Construct line 2,4, which is also 12.5 inches. Draw line 1,3, which is 2.25 inches. Construct line 3,5, which is equal to 2,4, that is 12.5 inches. Join points 2 and 3. Then join points 4 and 5. Measure and mark the length 2,6, which we have found out as 9 inches. Similarly, from point 4, measure and mark the length 2,6, which is again 9 inches to get point 7. Join points 6 and 7. Similarly, construct all the lines according to the drafting instructions. Thus, we have constructed the pattern of the front piece for men's shirt using a triangular scale. Before we conclude, let's take a look at the key points. Step 1. Refer to the drafting instructions to see which body measurements need to be taken. Note the measurements in your notebook. Step 2. Check the pattern instructions to see if you need to find out any fractions of the body measurements. If so, draw a table with all the fractions to be found out. Step 3. Use the fraction table to find out the fractions of the body measurements. Step 4. Copy the drafting instructions in your notebook by substituting the values found out from the fraction table instead of fractions of body measurements. Step 5. Add or subtract numbers if any. Step 6. Construct the pattern in your notebook with the help of a triangular scale. With that, we've come to the end of this session.